What is happening to the silver price? Why the silver is going a little bit down? Actually, now it recovered from this little correction to $28 per 1 ounce. But why silver cost 32, 33, 34, 35 dollars per 1 ounce when gold is skyrocketing? Why silver doesn't cost, let's say, 200 pounds, dollars, euros per 1 ounce in the situation when gold is reaching its new high almost every week, sometimes every day, against gold, against dollar, against euro, against the British pound, against Australian, Canadian, New Zealander dollar. Why is this happening? Look at this chart. This chart shows the silver price over decades. And once silver actually in 1980 was so expensive. Look at for a while, $50 per 1 ounce in 1979, and in 2011 it was also $50. Now it is 32.54 but it was just a few weeks ago 35, actually almost 35. So is silver expensive, or it will skyrocket like between 1977 and 1979, or between 2003 and 2011? As we can see on this chart that in 2003 1 ounce of silver was just $4.5, and then to 2011 it was $50. It's a lot, because it is 1000% just if you look at in 8 years. In 8 years, can you imagine that you are buying today silver and it is skyrocketing in 8 years, like between 2003 and 2011, to $320 per 1 ounce? This is what happened. Actually, even most funniest story happened between 1976 and 1980, 1979. Look at this. What happened that time between 1971 and 1979? The gold, actually, the silver, actually reached almost 5,000%. 5,000%. Can you imagine that? 5,000%. Can you imagine? 5,000%? Of course, then it is very difficult to sell the silver at the point where the price is actually not imaginable, not reachable, or something like this. Can you imagine that from today's price, silver price from $32.5, multiply by 5,000%, so 5,000%, so that one ounce of silver would cost us $1,600. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Is it actually possible? Is it possible? Can this actually happen? Can this happen? And is actually silver, why silver seems to be so weak? Because it seems to be so weak, but is it so weak? I wouldn't say that, because look, in 2018, 1 ounce of silver was $13, $14. Even in 2020 it was $11, and now it is $32. So the price between 2014, the lowest prices between 2014 and 2020 are much lower than today, and today the price is almost 250% more. And if we consider those highs that took a few days ago, then the price is almost 300% more. So this silver is going up. But we've got this impression to gold, because gold moves our imagination. Look at this. $3,326. Why is this happening? Why 1 ounce of gold is the almost, and was just now almost $3,400 per 1 ounce? Why is this happening? Is it big difference? Maybe we we don't see this. Maybe the high price of 1 ounce is messing in our heads. Maybe the silver is going up, but we say it is not, because it's just $2 or $3 per 1 ounce. But the same time, gold is rising. 10, 20, 50 or 40 or $100 per 1 ounce. So what would be the price of silver? What would be the price of silver? I asked Google AI how much silver is in the world, and Google AI says that the silver, we can see that this review by AI, there is an estimate 1.74 million metric tons of silver discovered to date, with a significant amount still believed to be below ground, while the exact amount of silver remaining below ground is difficult to quantify precisely. Estimates range from 530 to 570 thousand tons, okay, metric thousand tons. Elaboration: discovered silver. The U.S. Geological Survey (USGS) reports that 1.74 million metric tons of silver have been discovered globally. So 1.74, and below ground, the USGS also estimate that around 530 metric tons of silver are still below ground. Other sources suggest a slightly higher remaining reserve of 500-600 metric tons, according to the USGS. Top countries: Peru holds the largest silver reserves, followed by Australia and Poland. Silver reserves. The total amount of silver in the world's crust is estimated to be around 7.5 trillion kg. And while a significant portion has been mined, much of it's no longer in its original metallic sorry, I need glasses. Metallic form due to corrosion. Okay, so we see there is 1.74 silver. There is an estimate of 1.74 million metric tons. Okay, and there is only 530,000 tons to be actually digged, or I don't know, mined. Okay, so but if we, this is the and now we are going to try find out how much gold is around the world. So we are going to try to compare how much gold is around the world, how much silver is around the world, and if the price is correct. Well, not correct, but what is the spread between the price of silver and the price of gold? We will try to find out the correlation between the number of tons and the price. Okay, because we know if something is scarce and there is not enough, then and what is needed, then people are tend to pay more. Okay, and now the world has approximately 244 metric tons of gold discovered, with about 50 57 metric tons of remaining, about 57,000 metric tons remaining in underground reserves. This includes both gold that has been mined historically and gold still within the earth. Here's more detailed breakdown. Total discovered 244 metric tons. Historically mined 187,000 metric tons. Remaining reserve 57,000 metric tons. Okay, so there is a quarter of billion tons on our earth. This is what AI says, and many data, scientific data. And there is 1.74 plus 530, so let's say 2 millions. So there is only 8 times more silver than gold. Is it possible? Is it possible? If we take this number, 244 metric tons of gold discovered, okay? Mined was just been mined 187, and remaining reserve to be mined is 57,000. Okay. So, and here we've got this 1.74 million, okay, and 500, let's say. So, considering this data, okay, the top 3 countries of the gold production are China, Australia, and South Africa. The United States ranks 4th. Australia, China, South Africa of global distribution. Okay, and silver Poland, Peru, and Australia. So, if we now take the price of 1 ounce of gold, okay, 1 ounce of gold costs today 3,326, and if we divide it by today's silver price 32, it is 104 times more. So the gold price is 104 times larger, bigger, whatever, than the silver price. But there is only 8 times more gold than the silver around the world. So why is this? Should the maybe silver price should be 3,326 divided by 8. So one silver coin should not be 32 bucks, but maybe one silver coin should be 415 bucks. Maybe this is the real price of the silver at the moment, not 32 bucks, but 415 bucks, and that means the silver price should rise 1,300% just now. Or maybe gold is too expensive and gold should cost 32 multiplied by 8, only 256 bucks like 20 years ago. Of course, gold is not usable. Well, it is not using like silver. Silver is just is corroding. Gold is not. Maybe this is why. Maybe there are things that we don't understand or we don't know about the technology. You know, gold can be reused many times in technology. Silver is getting used, so you need to get new silver. Gold last. gold lasts. So maybe that's why it's so expensive. But if we run out of gold, the price of silver already was $50 30 years ago or 40, considering inflation. In a big rush, a silver rush, silver would rise to $300 or $400 per 1 ounce. Today is 32. I'm not telling that will happen, but somehow gold cost already 5,500 Australian dollars. Can you imagine? So why would on earth 1 ounce of silver would not cost $400? But why 35? Maybe there is much more silver around the world. Maybe. Or maybe gold is so precious. Maybe gold is so important, and we can't replace gold in technology. It's not about jewelry. It's not about gold rings. It's everything is about technology. That's it. Maybe silver is replaceable by platinum, palladium, lithium too, or something like this. But maybe gold not. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much for your subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.